Okay, about to go up the Goodwood Hill here. Um, this was a feature I didn't know about on Gran Turismo 6, and when I unlocked it, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta do this. I always wanted to try the hill, but it's, to put it simply, it's harder than it looks. Granted, I probably shouldn't have started out with the crossbow, but I've always wanted to drive a KTM crossbow. I wanted to see what that was like. And one of the things I deal with is that I don't care how good the feedback is. These electronic steering wheels are not like a real car. You don't get the steering load up and some of the other sensory feedback that you get in a real car. So even though it's much better than the thumb wheel, the thumb joystick deal that PlayStation originally came with, I still have a little trouble with on-center steering feel and for knowing when I've dropped the wheel off the edge of the road. And one of the issues I had with the crossbow was every time a tire left the paved surface and got in the grass, I wrecked, just like every time. And as you'll see here, I'm really tiptoeing around the flint wall there. And there was a reason for that because I kept hitting it. But it's different, you know, having been to the Festival of Speed twice and seen it in person and watched on TV a couple times or on YouTube. I'm vaguely familiar with the course, but again, a real car and the electronic feedback you get through something like this just isn't the same. I don't care how good a rig you got. Simulation is not like the real thing. Your inner ear can't pick up the G-forces. You're not getting the feedback through the steering wheel as the tires load up and unload, because that's going to change with the caster and camber angle of each car and the steering rate. So I don't think programmers can really program that in to where it actually changes for each car proportionally the way it would in real life. That said, I did do much better in the Dino and the Alpine A110 than I did in the KTM crossbow. So there's something to be said for a slower car or lower power to weight ratio and a less twitchy car. And I'm sure that KTM doesn't weigh much. I'm sure it bounces all over the place when you get it going. But all the same, this was a hoot. I just had an absolute blast doing this, and I still someday would like to go back to. I'd like to have a status someday where I could go to Goodwood and drive a real car up the actual hill, but I just don't see that. Not having a career in motorsports and not being fabulously wealthy, I just don't see the opportunity for me to go do that. But if it comes, of course, I would jump all over it. But I don't think he's not the Lord March anymore. He's the Duke of Richmond. Yeah, I don't think the Duke will be calling me anytime soon to invite me over. His Grace the Charles Gordon Lennox, the Duke of Richmond and Kenrara, or whatever he is these days. Yeah, I'm not expecting that phone call or email or postcard. So, I hit the wall. Yeah, that's the other thing about this electronic thing. I tend to use a lot of Racer's Braille on these video games because there's no sense of fear that keeps me off of solid objects like it does in real life. You're not going to, as a general rule, I've never been anywhere near a guardrail or a hay bale in my motorsports career, and I don't plan on getting there anytime soon. I am a straight up chicken in that regard, and I like to keep it that way. I'm out.